Hello and welcome to Let's Talk SEO. I'm coming to you from a shed, and yes, this is a real background for those who want to know. And I usually shoot from here when I'm not at home because this is the only quiet place where I get some time to shoot. It's not because I've lost all my money on the websites that have crashed or have lost rankings because of the March 4 update or because they were hacked by some malicious competitors exploiting a vulnerability in one of my WordPress plugins. But instead, this is more because I am not at home. And so for all those who are asking if they should donate money to me, I don't need a donation, but I am thankful for you guys asking me if I was okay, because I am okay. And this is a real video, and this is a real background. So speaking of losing money, it appears that Google might be losing money, and Google knows that it's probably going to lose money with SGE. The Financial Times reported that Google is considering possibly charging people to use its AI-powered search engine, or Google SGE, or Search Generative Experience. Now, as an SEO, I can tell you, I'm not really happy with SGE. I'm not happy with the results it provides. I'm not happy with what it does with publishers, because websites like mine, like my client sites, will get hit very, very hard. But apparently what we did not consider is SGE is going to eat through Google's advertising revenue, which is why Google has said, you know what, we may charge people to use our SGE. And you might think that, most people will not pay for SGE. And, you would be right. I would not pay for SGE. And I don't think most people will pay for SGE. But the crux of the situation here is that Google thinks that a lot of people may pay for SGE, and those that pay for SGE will then be entitled to an ad-free experience, and everyone else will get so you get to see the normal search engine, normal advertising. And so why does Google want to do this? Well, there are quite a few reasons here. Some of these reasons I've addressed in previous videos, but we'll just unpack this over here and what this means for you. So if Google goes ahead with SGE, which it probably may, that would mean that it needs a lot more processing power in terms of processing SGE, processing results. And given the fact that Google has like 1 billion users at any given time, that's processing power multiplied by 1 billion times. So I have an M3 MacBook Pro, and what happens here is that when I install an AI, a personal AI software, I think it's called Llama. When I install Llama and run Llama on my computer, it slows it down. It slows it down tremendously. So when I ask something, it takes like 1.5 minutes for it to return the result. And this is supposed to be optimized for Macs and for the M3 processor, or the M2 processor, whichever you may have. At the end of the day, the results are really slow. And so if Google is going to provide an SGE experience that people want to use, it has to have way more processing power. It has to be a lot faster than it is currently. And so for that, Google is going to charge people. Now, Google, according to insiders, has already hard-coded this charge or this charging mechanism into its SGE, and it's only waiting for upper management for a signal to perhaps execute on this. It may not be this year, or it may probably be, but Google is putting it through some limited testing. There are a few handful of people who are seeing SGE by default when they turn on Google search. But at the end of the day, Google knows that not only is it going to be very resource intensive, but it's also not going to get a lot of advertising revenue, because there's the possibilities of advertising on Search Generative Experience are very few. So you might be able to put in 1 ad, 2 ads, but that's just about it. And then since publishers are not getting traffic from Google, there's no incentive for publishers to be on Google in the first place. And so why don't I just block Google altogether? I mean, if I get like a fraction of that from DuckDuckGo, but I get nothing from Google, but instead Google just pulls stuff from my website where it's SGE and I get nothing for it, why don't I just block Google and let my results show on DuckDuckGo, on some other search engine? And there are going to be other search engines that probably take over when Google thinks that, we don't think organic search is going to do so well, and they will probably take it over. They'll probably even take over Bing. It's a matter of time only, and it will happen probably within a year or so, because not everyone wants SGE by default. And so when that happens, and so if SGE was there by default, then what would then happen is that not many people would be able to make money off Google AdSense. Not many people will be able to make money off Raptor or MediaLine or any of those advertising platforms because they're not getting any traffic. And so search engines are a way for people to find websites. And so when they're not getting any traffic, those advertisements make no sense. And so Google will lose all the advertising revenue that it gets from AdSense because all of those publishers will not be getting any traffic. And so that's one place from where Google will lose a lot of money. And then there's PPC advertising, which is Google AdWords or Google Ads, for where Google will not get any money. And at the end of the day, it's a loss for Google. So hopefully, Google does decide to make SGE paid subscription for people who wanted to use it, although I don't think there are many people that want to use it. But let me know in the comments below if you'd pay for SGE and what this would mean for Google. If Google rolled it out as a paid subscription, would they mean many people subscribing to it? Like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.